Did you know that over 1 million visa applications from Asian countries could be frozen overnight? In a move that's left families heartbroken, students stranded, and job seekers scrambling, the UK has suddenly banned travellers from 10 Asian nations in 2025. No prior warning, no public explanation, just a cold, hard stop. Why these specific countries? Is it about national security, illegal migration, or something more political behind the scenes? And most importantly, could your country be next? In this video, we're breaking down the real story behind this shocking travel ban. We'll look at each banned country, reveal the reasons the UK government isn't saying out loud, and explain how this impacts real people just like you. Stay with us till the end. What you hear might change how you see international travel forever. Number 10. Kazakhstan. It may come as a surprise, but Kazakhstan, a country long considered a quiet ally to the West, is now on the UK's banned list in 2025. What happened? According to UK officials, the decision stems from growing concerns over passport security and diplomatic tensions. In recent years, there's been a surge in forged documents traced back to Central Asian networks, with some directly linked to Kazakh nationals. While Kazakhstan's government has denied these claims, the UK says it's no longer confident in the authenticity of travel documents issued by certain regional authorities. But that's not all. Behind closed doors, there's talk of a diplomatic fallout. In late 2024, Kazakhstan reportedly refused to accept deported nationals from the UK, sparking friction. Combine that with stalled intelligence sharing agreements and gaps in vetting procedures, and it seems the UK decided the risk outweighed the benefit. For thousands of Kazakh students and business travellers, this decision has been devastating. Visa centres in Almaty and Nur Sultan have already suspended processing, leaving applicants in limbo. Many were set to start university courses in the UK this autumn. Now they're scrambling for alternatives. So is Kazakhstan a genuine threat, or just caught in geopolitical crossfire? Some analysts believe it's more about sending a message to Central Asian governments: cooperate or face isolation. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: this sudden move has reshaped UK-Kazakhstan relations overnight. And if Kazakhstan made the list, who's next? Stay tuned as we reveal the rest of the countries and the real reasons they're being blocked from stepping foot in the UK. Number 9. Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan has been on the rise: modern cities, new investments, and stronger global ties. But in 2025, the UK has brought all that to a halt, banning Uzbek nationals from entering the country. So what went wrong? The official line: weak passport security and inconsistent background checks. But behind the scenes, insiders say the UK is worried about organised criminal networks exploiting gaps in Uzbekistan's documentation system. According to leaked memos, several visa fraud cases in early 2025 were traced back to forged Uzbek passports, some so convincing they passed airport controls. British authorities also flagged Uzbekistan for non-cooperation in deportation proceedings. In simple terms, when the UK tries to send undocumented or rejected migrants back, Tashkent hasn't been taking them in. That's a major red flag under UK immigration law. But there's more. A recent diplomatic incident may have tipped the scales. In March 2025, UK officials accused Uzbek security agents of surveilling opposition activists on British soil, a claim the Uzbek government strongly denies. But the damage was done. Now students, tourists, and families planning UK trips are stuck. Many say they were never warned: flights cancelled, visas voided, dreams crushed overnight. For a country striving to open its doors to the world, this ban is a major setback. But what do you think? Is the UK being overly cautious, or just protecting its borders? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your side. And if you're finding this video eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got more countries to uncover, and the truth only gets deeper from here. Number 8. Cambodia. There was no dramatic press conference, no headlines screaming Cambodia banned, just a quiet update buried deep in a government advisory page. And suddenly, Cambodian citizens were barred from entering the UK. Unlike flashier foreign policy decisions, this one crept in almost unnoticed. But for the thousands of Cambodian nationals planning to study, work, or reunite with family in the UK, the consequences were immediate. So why Cambodia? Officially, the UK cited insufficient cooperation on deportation protocols and concerns over identity verification procedures. That's bureaucratic speak for, "We don't trust your documents, and you're not helping us send people back." But analysts believe it runs deeper. Cambodia has been growing closer to countries like China, raising eyebrows in Western diplomatic circles. That growing alliance has seen military drills, tech infrastructure deals, and shifts in regional power. Could the UK's move be part of a broader strategy, one that's less about travel safety and more about drawing geopolitical lines? Then there's the issue of corruption. Transparency International consistently ranks Cambodia near the bottom in Southeast Asia for governance and accountability. Visa loopholes have been exploited in recent years, with reports of high-level passport fraud and identity laundering, including fake citizenship schemes tied to shady investment programs. Still, critics argue the ban punishes everyday Cambodians, not the political elite. Students with valid visas have been turned away at airports. Families separated by migration are suddenly stuck in limbo. There's confusion, frustration, and a sense of betrayal. What makes this case especially striking is the silence. No fiery rebuttal from Phnom Penh. No loud justification from London. Just quiet fallout from a decision that could reshape bilateral ties for years to come. Number 7. Laos. It started with a whisper, a few cancelled flights. A couple of students quietly told their UK visas were under review. Then the embassy stopped accepting new applications. Within days, it became clear. Laos was no longer welcome in the United Kingdom, but what makes this case so puzzling is the lack of drama. No public clash, no security incident. Just silence. Digging deeper, one pattern begins to emerge: record-keeping gaps and a worrying lack of digital infrastructure. In a time when most countries have biometric passports and tight border control protocols, Laos is still catching up. UK immigration authorities reportedly flagged inconsistencies in travel documents that raised red flags, documents that could not be easily traced, verified, or authenticated. Then came the security memo leaked in early 2025. It listed Laos among countries with insufficient migration controls and inadequate repatriation procedures. Translation: if someone enters the UK illegally and claims Laotian nationality, there's no reliable way to confirm or deport. It's not a scandal. It's not political. It's procedural. And that's what makes it harder to challenge. For the Laotian diaspora, this decision has been devastating. Many were preparing to attend university, visit relatives, or begin new jobs in the UK. Now their dreams are paused indefinitely, not because of what they've done, but because of the system they come from. In some ways, Laos is a victim of its own quietness. No powerful lobby, no strong diplomatic voice in the West. And so, when the UK drew its line, Laos didn't make the cut. Not loudly, but completely. Number 6. Afghanistan. Afghanistan's place on this list may not shock anyone, but the timing and scope of the UK's 2025 ban has left many stunned. For years, the UK had cautiously maintained limited visa services for Afghan nationals, especially those working with NGOs, humanitarian missions, and asylum cases. But in early 2025, that changed. Almost overnight, all categories of visas, student, family, skilled worker, were suspended. Even those with approved applications were turned away at checkpoints. The UK government cites critical national security risks and an inability to verify applicants' identities under current conditions. In simpler terms, with the Taliban back in power, the UK says it can no longer trust the Afghan documentation system, nor confirm who's who. But for thousands of Afghans who supported British forces, who were promised safety, education, or reunification, it's a devastating reversal. Many are now trapped in legal limbo. Some face threats from extremist groups simply because they worked for Western organizations. Others were weeks away from beginning new lives in the UK. What's worse, the humanitarian pathways once hailed as a moral responsibility. They've been quietly narrowed or frozen altogether. The international community is watching. Critics argue the UK is abandoning those who stood by its side during 2 decades of conflict. British MPs have raised questions in Parliament, demanding clarity and compassion. Yet for now, the door remains closed. Afghanistan is not just banned. It's been cut off with no roadmap for reopening. And as you'll see with the next country, this pattern of sudden restrictions, often tied to political unrest and migration control, isn't slowing down anytime soon. Number 5. Myanmar. Since the military coup in 2021, Myanmar has been trapped in a cycle of violence, instability, and international condemnation. But in 2025, the UK took one of its strongest stances yet: a full travel ban on Myanmar nationals, with no exceptions for tourism, education, or business. This isn't just about flawed paperwork or administrative backlogs. It's about a collapsing state and the UK's refusal to deal with a regime it no longer recognizes. According to UK officials, the travel ban is rooted in ongoing armed conflict, a breakdown of civil infrastructure, and concerns over the integrity of Myanmar-issued travel documents. British embassies have halted all visa processing, and even Burmese nationals with previously approved visas have reported sudden cancellations. But what truly pushed this over the edge? Several sources point to rising refugee flows from Myanmar to the UK and Europe, often via irregular migration routes. With reports of traffickers exploiting the chaos, the UK sees Myanmar not only as a humanitarian crisis, but as a migration control emergency. There's also a diplomatic dimension. The UK has maintained tough sanctions on Myanmar's military leaders, and by enacting a travel ban, it's drawing a hard line against cooperation. It sends a message: support democratic restoration or face total isolation. Yet this decision punishes ordinary citizens the most. Students with scholarships, professionals with job offers, and families hoping to reunite now face indefinite delays or dead ends. Myanmar's future is uncertain, but for now its people are paying the price, blocked by borders they never chose to cross in the first place. Number 4. Nepal. Nepal, a peaceful, scenic country known for Mount Everest, warm hospitality, and growing ties with the UK, is now facing an unexpected obstacle: a sudden UK travel ban. No scandal, no political fallout, just bureaucracy, and lives quietly disrupted. At first glance, Nepal's inclusion on the list seems confusing. There's no ongoing war, no diplomatic crisis, and the country maintains friendly relations with Britain. So why was it banned? According to UK immigration officials, the issue lies in inadequate identity verification systems and frequent inconsistencies in documentation. That means the UK can't always trust that the person applying for a visa is who they claim to be, or that their documents haven't been altered or misused. These technical issues may seem small, but their impact is massive. Students accepted into UK universities are suddenly stuck in limbo, their dreams put on hold by systems they have no control over. Families planning reunions have had their applications voided without notice. Even some skilled workers ready to contribute to the UK economy are now blocked, not because of what they've done, but because Nepal's bureaucratic systems don't meet British standards. Nepal's government has requested clarification and urged dialogue, but progress has been slow. Upgrading ID systems and passport verification processes takes time and money, and so in the middle of all this, it's ordinary Nepali citizens who suffer. Not because they've done anything wrong, but because of a system caught in transition, stuck between old infrastructure and new global expectations. Nepal isn't a threat, but in the eyes of UK immigration policy, it's now a liability. Number 3. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's inclusion in the UK's 2025 travel ban list didn't just ruffle feathers, it sent shockwaves through the large Sri Lankan diaspora living in Britain. After years of relatively strong bilateral relations, what caused the sudden shift? The UK government cited persistent refusal to accept deported nationals, elevated visa fraud, and inconsistencies in embassy cooperation. Simply put, when the UK tries to return Sri Lankan nationals who've overstayed their visas or had asylum claims rejected, Sri Lanka often doesn't take them back. That refusal undermines UK immigration enforcement, and the consequences have now hit hard. But there's more beneath the surface. Over the past year, tensions have been growing between London and Colombo. UK media investigations exposed alleged document scams involving fake work and student visas issued through unofficial channels. While not officially tied to the Sri Lankan government, the lack of action or reform fueled British skepticism. The final straw? According to leaked diplomatic cables, UK officials expressed frustration over a lack of transparent cooperation from Sri Lanka's foreign ministry. Requests for streamlined identity verification were reportedly ignored or delayed for months. For those trying to enter the UK legally, students, workers and families, the fallout has been immediate. Visa processing halted, applications denied without full explanation. Many feel punished for their government's inaction. Sri Lanka has since requested a high-level meeting to resolve the situation, but until then, the ban stands firm. It's no longer just a visa issue, it's a signal from the UK: cooperate with deportation policies or face diplomatic consequences. Number 2. Bangladesh. Bangladesh has long held a close, even historic relationship with the United Kingdom. A large and vibrant Bangladeshi community lives and thrives in cities like London, Birmingham and Manchester. But in 2025, the UK made a bold move, placing Bangladesh on the travel ban list, igniting outrage, confusion and deep concern. What triggered such a drastic step? According to the UK Home Office, the decision is based on a pattern of systemic abuse of the visa process, persistent identity fraud, and non-cooperation in deportation cases. In simpler terms, too many applicants using fake documentation, overstaying visas, and a lack of accountability when it comes time to send people back. But the issue is more complex than paperwork. The UK has seen a surge in irregular migration from South Asia in recent years, and Bangladesh ranks among the top nations for visa overstays. Add to that a growing number of fraudulent education consultants and travel agents exploiting loopholes, and the system began to buckle. Still, critics argue that the blanket ban is unjust. It punishes genuine applicants, students, skilled workers, and family members who followed every rule. Many were mid-process, with flight tickets booked and university fees paid, only to be abruptly locked out. The Bangladeshi government has expressed deep disappointment and is pushing for bilateral talks. But for now, the UK stands firm, signalling a zero-tolerance approach to visa abuse, even if it means straining diplomatic ties. What's most heartbreaking? The sense that an entire population is being defined by the mistakes of a few, and the fear that this might just be the beginning of a longer, harder road for Bangladeshi travelers. Number 1. The Philippines. It shocked many. The Philippines, one of the UK's most trusted allies in Southeast Asia, now banned from sending citizens to Britain in 2025. This wasn't just unexpected, it was unprecedented. The UK government cites rising concerns over forged employment documents, overstayed work visas, and breakdowns in embassy-level cooperation. For a nation known for its strong overseas workforce and respected nursing community, the ban feels like a sharp reversal. The issue: work visa misuse. In the last 2 years, UK authorities reported a spike in bogus job offers issued through unregulated recruitment agencies targeting Filipino workers. Some arrived in the UK expecting legal employment, only to discover their visas were fake or their jobs didn't exist. On top of that, embassy delays in verifying documents and inconsistent responses to deportation requests reportedly strained bilateral coordination. The UK says it can't manage migration fairly if sending countries aren't responsive or transparent. For thousands of Filipino families, the ban is more than a headline. It's a heartbreak. Nurses lined up for NHS placements, students who had already paid tuition, parents with reunification visas, all suddenly stopped, their lives on hold. The Philippine government has voiced serious concern and is seeking to negotiate a reversal. But for now, the UK has drawn a hard line. Reform your systems, clean up the pipelines, or stay off the list. This isn't just about immigration. It's about trust, systems, and how quickly even strong alliances can fracture under pressure. And there you have it, 10 nations suddenly locked out of the UK, each with a story deeper than headlines reveal. But what do you think? Is this about security, politics, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts below. We actually read them. If you found this eye-opening, check out our previous video on global visa power shifts. It connects the dots even further. And hey, we put real time into bringing you truth without the noise. Support us with just one click. Subscribe now.